Fred is a 60-year-old right-handed man who lives with his wife and has 2 adult children. He speaks only English, has a college level of education, and recently retired from being a high school math teacher. Fred enjoys gardening and spending time with his children. His wife is his primary communication partner. He has been experiencing symptoms of progressively declining language skills for the past 5 years, but was just diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia. Fred self-identified as a fairly talkative person prior to his diagnosis. He is reasonably familiar with mobile technology, using an iPhone in his daily life. Currently, he communicates verbally without communication supports. At this time, he has no other comorbid diagnosis.
We are an outpatient speech-language pathology team who assessed Fred after his initial diagnosis of primary progressive aphasia, also known as PPA. It is important to note that PPA is a neurodegenerative disorder, meaning many of Fred's neurological functions, such as cognition and language, will decline over time. Therefore, Fred must be continuously assessed as this condition progresses. We will initially look to high-tech devices that can compensate for Fred's current language deficits, then reassess as Fred's disease progresses and he requires lower-tech, partner-supported communication methods. After being given a comprehensive assessment, Fred demonstrated capabilities within normal limits for vision, hearing, motor, and nonverbal cognitive skills. He was then given a standardized language assessment in which he showed deficits in word retrieval and sentence formulation. Fred and his family reported his current communication needs as centering around keeping in touch with friends and family and clarifying daily communication breakdowns. Based on this, the team identified that Fred's current communication needs are primarily related to social closeness and information sharing. He additionally mentioned wanting to be able to participate in his monthly movie club with his friends, as well as teaching his children how to keep up with his garden.
Given Fred's intact literacy and motor skills, he was considered for devices that utilized his current abilities, with features of direct selection, typing, and word prediction. Predictable is an augmentative alternative communication system that implements multiple communication modalities to facilitate language. The program includes several features to encourage word retrieval, such as word prediction and categorically organized vocabulary. Word prediction is more advanced and nuanced than other devices with this feature. Predictable additionally includes pre-written phrases that allow Fred to use full sentences with less cognitive linguistic load. Furthermore, Predictable offers a notepad feature, which predicts words based off content written directly onto the tablet by the user. This multimodal function will provide an additional avenue for Fred to access his intended messages. The program also integrates social media platforms such as Facebook. Given Fred's familiarity with mobile technology and frequent use of Facebook and email to stay in touch with friends and family, this feature will be beneficial in helping Fred meet his goal of remaining close with his friends and family.
Predictable can be programmed with specific categories to meet Fred's individual communication needs. Research from Fried Oaken and Crescent King, 1999, indicates that consistent visual displays and categorically organized systems is beneficial for people with PPA. In addition to more general phrases, we have programmed Fred's device with a category on gardening and on movie night to help him meet his social and information sharing needs in those contexts. In terms of communication, word retrieval currently seems to present the greatest barrier to Fred. Taking into account his communication goals and current ability level, we believe that the multiple avenues for word finding, organizational outline, and social media features presented by Prediction offer Fred the best level of support to communicate successfully at this time. Additionally, using semantically organized categories is beneficial for people with aphasia, so we will select a device that has a display organized by categories. As per Crescent King, people with PPA demonstrate better comprehension of conceptual or linguistic information when represented in a consistent, specific spatial representation. A device with a consistent visual display will benefit Fred as his disease progresses. The nature of Fred's condition is neurodegenerative, meaning his cognitive and linguistic capability will decline over time. While we assess Fred now to match him with the AC device that will best support him, we are also taking into account how his communication needs will change as his disease progresses, and what that will mean for Fred in terms of support.
Our first treatment objective for Fred is that Fred will use the word prediction or category function on predictable to indicate the correct word in 8 out of 10 opportunities with gestural cueing at the conversational level. Learning strategies such as this now will make it easier for Fred to access these options as his abilities decline. The clinician will additionally educate Fred's communication partners in how to best support him as he uses his AAC.
So I'm about to have a session with Fred, and what I'm going to do to take data is I have a chart here. On the left side, I have independence, and on the right side, I have cues every time, and I'm only going to be using gestural cues. So that's me pointing to his device anytime that he seems like he's trying to find a word. And then if he's able to find the word himself, I'm just going to check off that he did it independently. All right, Fred, so what we're going to do for this session is we're just going to have a conversation, and anytime you seem to be having a hard time remembering a word, I want you to use your device and some of the strategies we've been working on.
Okay.
All right, cool. So can you tell me about your weekend? What'd you do?
I went to movies. I went movies.
Awesome. Who'd you go with?
My
Mike
kids.
is Jack and Molly.
Cool, that sounds really nice.
You? What did you do this weekend?
I just got some dinner with my family.
Nice.
It's been 1 year, and Fred's cognitive linguistic capabilities have declined to the point where it is no longer functional for him to use prediction. We have switched to a low-tech partner communication system. The communication partner is essential for this stage of PPA. Fred's wife has been working closely with the team on Fred's current communication needs and how best to facilitate them. Notice that she is using a visual aid as a supplement to auditory input to address Fred's current wants and needs. Research from Crescent King as well as Fried Oaken found that using visual aids to supplement verbal expression can facilitate communication in persons with late-stage PPA. One of Fred's treatment objectives will be to accurately choose one word from a field of 3 written by his communication partner in 8 out of 10 opportunities at the conversation level with moderate verbal and gestural cueing. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation, and I want you to initiate it with Fred. And Fred, if you have a hard time coming up with a word or choosing, then I want you to come up with 3 different options, and we'll see how that works out.
Okay. Sound good, Freddie?
Yeah.
All right. Where do you want to go to dinner tonight? We could go to Olive Garden, or we could go to that Chinese place. And then we could go to Bertucci's.
Yes.
All right, pick Bertucci's.
Perfect.
All right, what do you want to order at Bertucci's? We get pizza, pasta, or a salad. What do you think?
So what we could do now, if he's having a hard time choosing between the options, you both can work together to do that visual aid that we worked on before.
Oh, right, okay. So, remember this? We have dislike, so if you don't want it, and like it. Okay, so how do you feel about pizza? Like it or don't like it? Okay, how about the pasta? And the salad? Okay, all right, so we'll get pizza or pasta. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, great.